Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Josh Holzworth from Penn Ohio Rehabilitation in Harmony, Zelienople location. Wanted to touch base with the cycling community for our second episode on improving your pain and dysfunction. Last week we talked about low back pain associated with some hip stiffness and some good exercises to improve that. This week, the second highest incidence that we saw from the survey of pain and dysfunction was neck, upper back, and shoulder. So I brought Caleb here with me today, again, to demonstrate good posture, bad posture, and some corrective exercises. Why posture is so important for you cyclists particularly is because your sport is primarily bent, seated, protracted, meaning rounded at those shoulders, forward head position to improve your aerodynamics. So we want to try to get you out of that position during the day and while you're at work. So if you're going to draw an imaginary line right down through Caleb here, we want to see that the ears in line with the tip of the shoulder in line with the hip. Okay, that takes a lot of strain off the muscles of the neck. Now, if you're in that poor posture, that forward head posture, there's some research and evidence that suggests that the average head weighs 10 to 11 pounds, and for every inch forward off that line, you're actually increasing the load of the head and the neck muscles by 10 pounds. So 1 inch, 10 pounds, 2 inch, 20 pounds, and so forth. So you can see the effects of that over a long period of time. To get started on some exercises, some things that you can do to help improve your position. First thing all you need is a doorway. So whether it be the doorway at your house or the doorway at the office, Caleb's going to go ahead and demonstrate here some exercises. Before he does that, I want to show you on our anatomy chart what exactly we're stretching. So give me a second here just to set this up, and I hope you guys can all see this well. All right. So first off, we're going to be working on the pec major muscle, the muscle right across the front of your chest, the big bench press muscles. But for you guys, with you being in that position on the bike or seated with the hands out in front of you, this muscle is going to be shortened, which means over time it's going to become stiff. If I remove that muscle, if I hide that away, there's another muscle, your pec minor, right underneath that attaches into the front of the shoulder blade. And again, if you're rounded shoulders, if you're slouched, this muscle becomes shortened and it becomes stiff. So we want to put, much like last week in the hip flexors, we want to put this muscle on a stretch or work on getting in the opposite direction. So the first stretch is going to be using this doorway, in our case the rig here. Caleb's going to get himself into a nice touchdown position. Good, so his arms are wide, elevated to about shoulder height. And from here, he's going to step through, keeping that ear in line with the shoulder. And he's going to actually contract these muscles right here. So he's going to squeeze those muscles together, and he's going to feel a nice stretch on the front of those shoulders there. That's a nice pec stretch. Hold it for about 10 seconds, 10 repetitions. Okay, guys? Again, if you're having any pain in the shoulder, if you're having pain in the neck or back when you do these, probably good to consult with me via phone or email. You can see that in the link below before you perform this. But if it's just a stretching sensation, it's good to do. 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 10, 15 times. Get a nice stretch. Important to squeeze those shoulder blades together. Next, let's work on mobilizing the thoracic spine. If the cervical spine is your neck, thoracic spine more where your ribs attach in the mid-back, and then your lumbar spine, which is your low back. So this one's primarily for your thoracic spine. So I'm going to have Caleb go ahead and cross those hands up over his chest. Good. From here, he's going to brace those abdominals as if I'm going to punch him in the gut. He's going to keep some tension on those abdominals. And then from there, he's going to use the back of the chair as a fulcrum and just lean back over there. Keep that tension in the abdominals when you do that. Again, you can hold this one for about 5 seconds and then come back down, re-establish a nice core stabilization position, and then back into it again. This one's really easy to do poorly. What I mean by that is he can compensate and use his low back or his lumbar spine to go into extension. So if you see here, he has a real big gap right in here. I can fit my whole arm in through there. And that means that he's using all the motion into extension just from his lumbar spine. We really want to target the mid-back here because that's when you're in that rounded position on the bike or when you're in the seated position at work. So here he's going to, again, brace here, and now he's going to go through, and see, I can't get my hand behind him. So make sure that when you're doing this one at home or at work, that you have a nice solid chair, and that you can feel that you're not just arching at your low back. All right, so good. Much like last week, it's really important to mobilize and stretch the tissues to improve range of motion, to get yourself in a better position. But ultimately, what's going to fix your dysfunction is getting stronger, improving your motor awareness. So you're constantly working on posture, and now we're going to show you an exercise to actually improve your strength so that you can keep yourself in that good posture once you get that range of motion. So Caleb's going to go ahead here. You can just lay down on the floor. This is called the scapular six-pack. So he's going to start off. He's got those palms facing up. Good. From here, he's going to squeeze those shoulder blades together. Really squeeze those shoulder blades together. Now elevate those hands just a couple inches off the ground. Hold 6 seconds 6 times. He's then going to go into the second position where he actually puts his palms facing the turf. From here, he's going to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Elevate those hands. Good. Those are the first 2 positions. Second, a little more challenging, he's going to go out to the T, so he's going to turn his body into a T. Good. From there, again, he's going to initiate with squeezing the shoulder blades together. So he's actually activating that upper trap a little bit too much right now, so he wants to squeeze down more low. So if you feel like you're shrugging your shoulders or your neck's cramping up, try to get that squeeze a little bit lower in your mid-back. And then these turn off a little bit. Very good. So you're going to lift those hands up, hold 6 seconds 6 times. And then next position, he can go thumbs up and squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift up, 6 seconds 6 times. And then finally, the most challenging movement is going to be overhead. So again, 2 more positions, thumbs up, squeeze those shoulder blades together, lift those arms up, 6 seconds 6 times. You got the routine here. And then the final position is palms down. And then squeeze the shoulder blades together. Again, we're trying to turn these upper traps off. Those muscles are strong and active on their own. You're going to try to focus your pull a little bit lower in those shoulder blades. 6 seconds 6 times. Awesome. So I hope you guys get a good opportunity to try these exercises. Take 5-10 minutes out of your day to go on through them. I think an important thing to note from the survey is I'm talking a lot about pain and dysfunction, but there was almost 50% of you didn't report any pain, any discomfort, any dysfunction during your rides or after your rides. So with that said, I think it's important to note these exercises are good for injury prevention, prehab exercises. Also, Caleb is a personal trainer, and he is here with us. I'm going to let him tell you a little bit more about what he can do for you. But why don't you work on some exercises to make you better? So here's Caleb.
Hey guys, like Josh was saying, continuing on from this, if you're not having any pain or discomfort, I do personal training here for Penn, Ohio. If you're interested in improving your aerobic capacity or just overall strength, you can find my information below. I can get a program together for you that we can either do here in the studio one-on-one or from the comfort of your home. I can just oversee it. Look forward to meeting you. Catch you next time.